Welcome back to our YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your support. Allow me to request you, if you are watching us for the first time, spare a second or two and subscribe to our channel, then hit that notification bell to allow YouTube to notify you whenever we release a video like this. Allow me also to request you to like our videos, because that like button gives us the support that we need. Ladies and gentlemen, as Nyanza delegates were convening in Bondo today to endorse Oburu Odinga as the de facto ODM leader, William Ruto had an agenda that was hidden. William Ruto wanted that event to be used to endorse him for 2027. Knowing very well that Oburu or Ida was not going to do it, he decided to send some of his spies, Nyanza leaders. And I want you to listen to the Kisumu Senator, Honorable Tom Ojienda, trying to advocate for Ruto's two-term agenda. And the reception that he got, he was not heckled, but this kind of cold reception where people were just looking at him like, what are you telling us? And he was really disappointed. And the report that William Ruto is going to get from Bondo is one that is not palatable. Please listen to Senator Ojienda, and you will understand that there is an uphill task in Nyanza to try and convince them that William Ruto is the man. And I want to give you reasons why this is happening. So please watch and don't go away.
Dr. Buru, you have had the challenge. The challenge is to take the party to the next level. It is to engage those things that Baba was engaging in, to engage President William Ruto to ensure that our community gets what it must get under the arrangement with government. That is number one. Number two, to remember the legacy of Raila Amolo Odinga. And that is the legacy of togetherness, to keep the community together. But not just the community, it is to reach out to other communities so that the ODM family remains together. Dr. Oburu, the task is easy. Gather all. Do not scatter. Wamanyuru jite, kikwariembji. But, there is one lesson. The lesson is this. We have been taught, ose nyiswa nango, ni en rierwo gi sirikal donge. Atandi wacho nango ni two-term donge. To support President William Ruto donge. How many of you support President William Ruto? Who support for second term? Baskoro, then give Oburu the task as he takes over the mantle, or T towards a framework that will ensure that ODM forms the next government. Dongi. ODM should form the next government. ODM should form the next government.
You saw him struggling. Wangapi wanataka Ruto aende two-term? How many are saying two-term? And people were, you don't see the enthusiasm that is needed. You know, that event was full of glamour. People were dancing. They were very happy and jovial. But when it came to trying, it was like they were being cajoled, and it was causing them to accept that William Ruto is a two-term president. And they had none of it. It started well by advising Oburu after the endorsement as the Luo or ODM leader. And it was asking him, it was telling him, unite all of us. Don't leave anyone behind. But ladies and gentlemen, I want us to try and dissect this, because obviously that was not the kind of reception that Tom Ojienda wanted. Remember, Tom Ojienda is part of the group that first went to William Ruto. Remember Tom Ojienda, Gideon Chanda of Bondo. Remember Felix Oduor Jalango of Langata. There was Uriri, Nyak, and Mark Nyamita. There were several leaders who felt that Raila was finished after the 2022 election, and William Ruto poached them, only to realize that you get the leaders, they come alone. and they leave the supporters, because what Raila had was not party supporters. Raila had his own followers. He can ditch this party today, he forms another party, and all of his supporters follow him. So why do you think these people are not really very ready? Because when people are ready, you will see them chanting two-term. You will see them, unanimously accepting that we really need Ruto as a two-term. William Ruto is a kind of forcing things, telling us that he will not allow some people to misuse ODM. Yet we know he's the one who wanted to, divide the ODM, party. So one, people are still very suspicious about this Ruto deal, because it is done in a very hidden manner. What exactly does he want? Because William Ruto is saying that ODM will either be in government or form government. No, something that they don't understand. They're still wondering, is he coming to the ODM? And when he comes, so who becomes the leader of that party? Because for you to come and you want to contest with the ODM, you must be the leader. So they feel like, this has been a leader. One problem that we have as a country is that we have ethnic parties. ODM was a national party, but you can trace its roots to Bondo. Wiper is a national party, but you can trace its roots to Seikuru. UDA is a national party, but you will trace its roots to Rift Valley, Surgoi. Talk of the DCP, they want to make it a national party, but you will trace its roots to Wamunyoro. Kanu, you'll trace its roots to Ishawiri. So ladies and gentlemen, we still have parties that some ethnic groups feel entitled to. That is the wrangle that's still going on even within the ODM party. So the ODM followers feel like, if William Ruto is coming, is he running away with our party? And that is why when you talk of Ruto becoming a two-term leader, they are like, not so fast. That's why today, if you check my video, the penultimate video that I did before this, I talked of Oburu declining to endorse William Ruto, because after the leaders had talked, they expected that Oburu Ninga would crown it off and say Ruto is a two-term president. But Oburu is a little bit careful. He knows they still have to, finalize a few things. ODM is still divided, Number two, before Raila died, his last message was, don't talk about something that has not been endorsed by the ODM party. And he was asking, who told you ODM will not sponsor a candidate? And with that, some people still feel that really Raila wanted, he wanted to support William Ruto up to 2027. Then they would maybe sit down as a party to sponsor a presidential candidate or support Kalonzo Musyoka or one of the opposition leaders. People still are not very sure, because Raila never left a clear message. He never left a clear message. And that is affecting the ODM leaders. People are saying, like Ojienda really clarified it. Look for that video, or just go and look for that clip where Ojienda is making a very decent clarification that Raila did not endorse William Ruto to be the president in 2027. They hadn't arrived there. And he's saying that we'll cross every bridge when we reach it. So that last statement is really becoming a problem, and many do not feel that. They feel like they are betraying Raila when you endorse William Ruto. And of course, let me tell you something. I don't want to divide, because many people might interpret what I'm saying, but the street politics that are going around, some people are still not yet convinced that Raila died a natural death. That's a story for another day. Now, Tom Ojienda is part of the ODM rebels, and there are already talks in town that William Ruto might identify some of the rebels to use against Oburu Odinga. If they had the audacity of ditching Raila Odinga to go and work with William Ruto without endorsement from Raila Odinga, what do you think they can do now? That is why when Tom Ojienda comes with this two-term thing, people feel, okay, this is something that you started a long time ago, because they're the part of the team that had declared Raila Odinga as an entity, but they felt his time was over. So with this, even the Odinga family, I don't think whether they welcome Tom Ojienda. Most of the ODM supporters still look at him with a lot of suspicion whether he's genuine at this moment in time. You see, those who are diehard supporters will listen to Oburu. That is why Oburu was appointed there and they endorsed him. So they will listen to him more than they will listen to some of these rebels. And again, these attempts to endorse William Ruto and say that he's a two-term president has really flopped. These attempts have backfired right on his face, and Tom Ojienda really might not understand what is happening because they felt that now when he comes with that news that Ruto is a two-term president, it will be easy. And let me tell you this: most of the people are saying, okay, what we know is that Raila said we should be in this government, but any discussion beyond 2027 is being forced on people. It is now Baba called me, Baba told me, Baba visited me, Baba did this, Baba did this. But the people will sit down for themselves and decide, maybe as a nation, as individuals, as a community, whatever it is, to understand who they really want to vote for. That's my take.